And welcome back to the program. Well, it's called Jax Reads, and it starts today. The entire community is invited to read the same book at the same time. This month-long project is a collaboration between the Jacksonville Public Library, WJCT Public Broadcasting, Players by the Sea, and UNF. The featured book is The Things They Carried by Tim O'Brien, an award-winning collection of stories about a platoon of American soldiers during the Vietnam War. Here with more about Jax Reads, we welcome WJCT CEO Michael Boylan. Thanks for being here.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Barbara Gubbin, Executive Director of the Jacksonville Public Library.
Good morning, Melissa.
Thanks for being here. And Joe Schwartz of Players by the Sea.
Good morning.
Thanks for being here. So, Michael, let's begin with you. WJCT is all in on this. The book, The Things They Carried, and this is part of the National Endowment for the Arts Big Read Project, but we're doing it at the local level.
We are, and it's a marvelous opportunity to partner with many friends in our community, organizations like the library, like Players by the Sea, the Symphony, a number of other organizations are really focusing on the opportunity to, and we honed in on this book in particular, but really it's all about really recognizing and appreciating the veterans of our community and those who are actually currently serving as well.
That's right. Barbara Gubbin, this is a Vietnam War memoir series of stories by author Tim O'Brien. He'll be speaking in town during this project. Why is Jax Reads, in your view, something that everyone should get involved in?
Well, it brings the community together because they're reading the same book. And it's not just a question of reading. We really encourage people to sit down and talk about the book. What does it mean to them? What are the young men in these set of stories actually carrying? It's not just about what they're carrying on their backs, but perhaps what they're carrying in their minds as well. And so we really encourage you, sit around the kitchen table and talk about it. Come to a library and talk about it. Go and see the play and talk about it. And so it's more than just reading together. It's talking together. Mm-hmm. And as we face another year of America at war, we encourage you to think about that whole issue of war as you read this book.
Certainly, and Joe Schwartz, as Barbara mentioned, you can do more than read the book. In a moment, we'll tell you how you can get a free copy of The Things They Carried. But Joe Schwartz, you'll be putting on a production as well.
Well, actually, Players by the Sea is breaking in the American Places Literature to Life stage production of The Things They Carried. We were very grateful to LPS, Lender Processing Services, and Florida State College for providing the funding and the venue to bring this wonderful event to Jacksonville on Friday the 30th. The American Place Theater has a whole program where they take great works of literature and they create stage performances out of them. And when JCT approached me with this project, I thought this was just a perfect connection.
Certainly, and that is coming up again at the FSCJ Wilson Center for the Arts, a theatrical production of The Things They Carried, Friday, March 30th. The author, Tim O'Brien, will be in town at the end of April. And Michael Boylan, some other neat things associated with this, a writing contest for local high school students about the book. The winner gets a scholarship.
They do, and we've had a lot of great response to that as the process. There's a number of events happening on WJCT, both radio and television, that focus on the area of the veterans and the war and the challenges that war brings to many of our lives. But I do want to take a moment, if I could, to focus on the cultural fusion and the whole prospect of and the opportunity for arts organizations to come together under the heading of cultural fusion. The whole idea is that to create collaborations that are unique, where the sum of us working together, and this is a great example of that, make it a better situation for all of us. And so we've seen during the course of this past fall and here in the spring, the Symphony, the Kummer, the MOCA, MOSH, a number of organizations, Florida Theater. I don't want to leave anybody out of the equation. I know I'm going to do that, but they're all stepping forward to saying, how can we help engage and gather and coalesce around this particular book and this particular initiative?
Lots of buy-in. And Barbara Gubbin, as you mentioned, this is a perfect time to take advantage of your library branch and go and visit.
It absolutely is. Of course, everybody who's listening to your show, Melissa, has the Jacksonville Public Library card. So why don't they use it? You can come to your library. You can check out the print edition of the book. You can download the e-book and listen to it that way, and you get the audio book on CD. So lots of ways that you can get hold of this book and read it. And then, as I suggest, come together to discuss it. And on April 26th, we're so fortunate because Mr. O'Brien will be in town at both the University of North Florida and at the main library downtown for an event to talk about the book and to ask people's questions. So we hope you come to the library for both programs and for reading material.
Absolutely. And let me just say quickly, if you're just joining us, we're talking about Jax Reads. It's a community reading event that begins today and runs through April. The book is The Things They Carried by Tim O'Brien. Go to wjct.org/events to learn more. We also need to let everyone know we have 5 copies of The Things They Carried for listeners, 5 free copies. Now, the first 5 of you to email us at firstcoastconnect@wjct.org receives a copy of the book, so you can take part in this wonderful initiative. So send those emails now. Thanks so much for joining us, WJCT CEO Michael Boylan, Barbara Gubbin, Executive Director of the Jacksonville Public Library, and Joe Schwartz of Players by the Sea. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Melissa.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And in a moment, some more book suggestions for you for this summer. That's from the Times-Union's Brandy Hillbold Allport.